Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is mainly day 13. So in day 13 we have to cover as mainly user defined functions. So mainly in user defined functions, creating a function to sum two integers. Okay. So creating function is mainly we can start with a simple UDF. Okay. So the simple UDF called as simple user defined functions with example that expects two integer values as inputs and returns their sum. Okay. So first of all, here for this user defined functions, we have to create as so creating a function to sum two integers. So first we have to create the function called as to sum the two integers. So create, the syntax is create function name. So here in this case, function name called as the sum integers. That we have to sum two integers, right? So that at A, that is data type as into. At B, data type as into. So finally, we have to return integer as now we have to begin the transaction. So that is begin return at A. So the variable like this one created as A, at A. So at A plus at B end. So the function is created. So this function I have already created. For this, there is already an object named some integers, right? So now I have to test this query. So test query for this one, the function name called as the sum integers. So select some integers of, now I am giving the values. A value and B value. So A value called as 10, B value called as 20. Then sum this result. So 10 plus 20 is 30. The sum is to be stored as some result. So some result part will be stored. So if I execute this one, I'm getting the result as 30. Okay. So this is the one example for user defined function to creating a function to sum two integers. Right. Next, another example. Another example is mainly creating a function, this one. So creating a function for total customer payments. So total customer payments called as, so first we have to create a function that takes the customer's first and last name and returns the total payments they have made. So for example, we have to create with the sample table called as so customer. First, I will drop this table, could not drop the object because the customer, because it is already referenced with the foreign key. Okay, so for time being, we'll continue this one, the table. So customer table and payment table. Okay, or else I will drop this first table. Let's see. Okay, and then customer table. It's completed. Now I will create with the customer table and similarly payment table and inserting the values two records. So one is the customer ID 1, customer ID 2, inserting the records, and payment table I am inserting payment ID. Payment ID is 1, 2, and 3. So three payment IDs with customer IDs are mainly this is the first customer and this one also same first customer. So first customer ID 200 and 300. Okay, and customer ID 2 has 150 rupees. Let's insert this one. Okay, so payment table inserted. Now we have to check with the records. Here I will check with the records, select to star from first to payment table I will check. So for the payment table, we have payment ID 123, customer ID 112, this one, right? Similarly, we have customer table. So for customer table, I have two records. One is John and Jane. Now, our intention is mainly to return the total customer payments. Okay. So function to return total payments made by customer. Okay. So create function name as total customer payments, first name varchar, last name varchar, and return the decimal points. Now we have to begin the transaction as begin declare at total. First I'm giving the total, creating the declaring the variable called as total. So total decimal of 10 comma 2, that vary if any decimal places. Select. Now this is the query. Okay. So this query we are executing. So this query is mainly select total equals to sum of p dot amount. So here p dot amount called as, so in this payment table amount column is there. So in amount, first customer ID 200 for one transaction, first customer ID, second transaction is 300 and 150. So from customers join to payment table. Okay, this on condition is this one customer ID, where first name equals to at the rate first name. So this is the first name and last name this one. So where c dot first name equals to first name and last name equals to last name. Finally to return the total. So this one we had to create the function. So this function already created. Okay. Now we had to test this query. So how we had to test this query? So this test query is so function name called as total customer payments. Select total customer payments and I'm giving passing the names, that is at first name at last name. So at first name name is John, last name is Doe. So if you check here, customer details, first name is John, last name is Doe. So this customer ID is 1. Okay. So for customer ID 1, first transaction payment is 200, second transaction payment is 300. So 200 plus 300, 500. So we had to check this query. So total payment, if I execute, I'm getting the 500. Okay. So this is one example for creating a function for total customer payments. Next one. So we'll create one more this UDF, user defined function. So function to return total payments made by customer. Okay. So first of all here, this transactions as swapping employee positions and salaries. So this transactions part swapping the employee positions and salaries. So swapping is mainly, for example, if I just example, for example, this employee ID Miller. So Miller is his salary is 60,000. Okay. For employee ID to Crystal 90,000. So just swap these salaries. So Miller has 90,000, Crystal has 60,000. We want that. Our intention is that is swapping employee positions and salaries. Okay. So we have inserted the employee table and we have created the employee table and inserting the some records. 2 records I'm inserting this one. So our main intention in this example is the transactions ensure the atomicity of operations, meaning all steps succeed or none do. So this example demonstrates how to swap employee positions and salaries using transactions. So first we had to create with the employee table and inserting the sum records. Now we had to do transaction to swap the employees. Okay. Now for the transaction to swap the employees, first we have to begin the transaction, that is swap employees positions and salaries. So begin the transaction. After begin, first we have to take the backup of current data. So this current data called as declare employee position 1 varchar employee 1 salary. So 1 is employee 1 Miller and position called as developer and salary called as 60,000. So this we'll declare it as this one. Okay. So if I execute, so this command completed. Next, or else step by step we'll do. So first begin, next to declare, second declare called as employee 2 position. So if employee 2 position, then fine. Now, so this is the backup data. Up to this part we had done. Okay, already in the table 2 records. Now select current data for employees. So current data called as, for example, select employee position 1. So employee 1 position equals to position. So position this one, right? We created a EMP1. So this EMP1 equals to position. This EMP1 salary equals to salary from employee, where EMP ID equals to 1. So must declare the scalar variable at employee position 1. Okay. This one done. And this one. Okay. Now we'll see the result. Select employee employee 2 position equals to position, employee 2 salary equals this one. So employee 2 ID is equals to 2. So I think this one already I have executed this one scalar variable. Now we have to update their data. Okay. For example, first I will check this this transaction, select a star from employee. Okay. So actually we have inserted how many 2 records, right? So 2 records for employee ID 1, Miller has 60,000 salary. But here it is showing employee ID 1, Miller 95,000. So how is this one we are getting the 95? So that I will tell. If you see here in update their data, so first up to this part is employee ID 1, same thing. Okay. Here in this case, update their data, update employee set position equals to EMP2 position, salary equals to EMP2 salary, where employee ID equals to 1. Okay. And similarly 2. So just we have updated with, by using update command, we have set the position. So the positions are exchanged here. Okay. So that is the reason we are getting 90,000. Okay. So 95 and 65. Right. Next to just see. Next one is the stored procedures. So next concept is stored procedures. So this stored procedures is mainly first we have taken the one example called as stored procedure to transfer the balance. So generally stored procedures encapsulates logic to perform more complex operations. You can use a stored procedure to transfer balance between 2 accounts. So between 2 accounts called as, so one is this account balance. First we are creating the table. So this table already created and inserting the account balance 2 records. So one is Alice and second one is the Bob. Now our scenario called as procedure to transfer the balance. So this is stored procedure to transfer balance between 2 accounts. Now we have to create the stored procedure. Create procedure, SP procedure name, SP transfer balance. Transfer amount is this decimal, sender ID integer, recipient ID integer as begin. Now we are subtract from sender's balance. So sender's balance is mainly update account balance set amount equals to amount minus transfer amount. So transfer amount called as, so if you see here transfer amount minus at the rate transfer amount. So this at the rate transfer amount, we are creating this one. Okay. So we had to set this one. So amount equals to amount minus this one. So where ID equals to sender ID. So once this executed, then add to recipient's balance. After then commit and end. Now transfer 100 rupees from Alice to Bob. That is, for executing the procedure is stored procedure exec sp transfer balance. That is the stored procedure name. 100 rupees we are transferring from 1 to 2. So 1 is Alice, 2 is 2 is Babu. So if I execute this one, okay, this one completed execution, 2 rows affected. Now I will check with the balances. Select a star from account balance. See how much I'm getting. Okay. So this is the actual amount, 500. Okay. So what we have done here mainly, we are doing minus amount minus 100 rupees from Alice to Bob. So Alice to Bob. So 100 rupees minus here, that is Alice. How much amount is transferred? Alice 200, right? So in Alice account 200, Bob account 100. So I think I have executed multiple times. So that is the reason it takes multiple times. If I execute again, this one. Okay, first I will show this answer, then I will execute once again. So 3 times executed I have. So that is 3 times 300 debited from Ali's account. Now the Ali's account balance is 200. Now same 300 is added to Bob, 600. Okay. Now we know this result, right? Now I will execute this part. So exec again, execute, 2 rows affected. If I execute again account balance, see here. So from Ali's 100 rupees, Bob 700 rupees, because I have executed again. Okay. So again, now up to 4 times executed Ali's account, the transaction. So 4 times 4 transactions are debited from 100 rupees each time. Right. Now check the balance is completed. So another example called as the procedure to swap employees. So to swap employees is mainly create procedure name, emp1 int, emp2 int as begin. So first declare these 2 points and select current data for employees and update their data. Okay. So now this one also same thing. If I execute, already this one executed. So I will go and check with the records. Okay. So this one. So in above, actually, I have executed in this scenario where select a star from employee, this one, I executed 95,000. So actually here we'll get the 90,000 and 60,000. So how this one 5,000 increase it called as, this is the reason. Where it is? Yeah. So if you see here, check updated balances. So this one, save points, begin transaction operation 1. So in operation 1, update employee set salary equals to salary plus 5,000, where employee ID equals to 1 and save 1. And similarly, save 2 also 5,000 increase it to employee ID 2. So after then roll back, commit, then execute. So that is the reason this 5,000 is increased. Okay, right. So this is the procedure to swap employees. So this is one query, this one. Okay, and updating the records. This is another example. Okay. So here mainly I have executed multiple scenarios. First point is check the updated employee details. Okay, that is operation 1 and operation 2. Another one, procedure to swap employees. Another one, procedure to transfer balance and stored procedure. So this one stored procedure to transfer the balance. So these mainly for the stored procedures. So how will execute the stored procedure called as, this is the one command, exec space stored procedure name space and our transaction details. That is 100 rupees we are transferring from account 1 to account 2, 1 comma 2. Okay. After then check the balance, this one. So the same thing, I will share the code, the entire code uh, in the video description. Google Drive link I will share. So in the Google Drive link, you can check with the day 13 dot text file, notepad file. You can open and you can execute it. Similarly, you can practice. So after executing, please write the comment how it is the this session video. Okay. Based on this, I will try to do some changes in my lecture. So for this continuation, I will do some more examples while the upcoming session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. Okay. Thank you.